The year was 2475, and humanity had stretched its reach far beyond the solar system. Colonies floated among the stars. Massive cities hung in orbit around distant planets, and faster-than-light travel had made the galaxy a playground for explorers and scientists. Yet, despite all their achievements, humans remained humble in one way. The past was still a mystery. Even after centuries of research, much of humanity's early history, before the first records, before the first civilizations, was unknown. Captain Alina Torres stared at the viewscreen of the Odyssey Explorer, a research vessel designed for deep space archaeology. The ship drifted in orbit around Thyra 9, a cold, abandoned system at the edge of known space. She had been in command for 7 years, leading missions that probed derelict worlds and the remnants of alien civilizations. But this mission was different. There was something buried beneath Thyra 9's ice that had the entire United Earth government on edge. "Sensors are picking up something unusual beneath the ice," said Dr. Malik, the ship's chief scientist, his eyes wide as he studied the holographic display. "It's massive, far larger than anything natural." Alina leaned closer. The readings showed enormous shapes, metallic, geometric, and unmistakably artificial. "How large are we talking?" she asked. Malik's fingers danced over the controls, bringing up a size comparison. "Larger than most modern battleships. In fact, these are closer to entire cities than ships. And based on composition, they are older than any civilization we know. Possibly millions of years old." Alina felt a chill. Humanity had uncovered ruins from alien civilizations before. But this was different. These were not merely the remains of structures. These were warships, ancient and silent, hidden for eons. "Prepare the drones for surface mapping," she ordered. "I want a full scan, and no mistakes. If these ships are truly this old, we need to understand them carefully." The Odyssey deployed small drones, which dove into the icy surface of Thyra 9. The sensors bounced back data, revealing hulls covered in frost but intact. Their sheer size was staggering. Some ships were over 100 kilometers long, with jagged structures that looked like mountains rising from the ice. Strange symbols, etched deeply into the hulls, pulsed faintly under the scanning lights, signs of technology beyond human understanding. Dr. Malik shook his head. "These symbols, they aren't just decorative. They're active. There's some form of energy running through them. This is unlike anything we've seen before." Alina studied the display in silence. Humanity had always imagined the galaxy as a place of mystery, but this exceeded every expectation. "Alert the fleet," she said finally. "No one touches these ships until we understand them. And keep this quiet. I don't want panic on Earth before we know what we're dealing with." Meanwhile, distant eyes observed the humans' arrival. Alien factions had long watched the galaxy, wary of species that discovered the ancient warships. Most civilizations avoided the Thyra system entirely, believing it cursed or dangerous. But humans were young, reckless in their curiosity, and unpredictable. To the aliens, this made humans both dangerous and fascinating. Back aboard the Odyssey, Alina convened a meeting with her senior officers. "These ships were hidden for a reason," she said. "We don't know who built them or why, but they're here now, and we have a chance to study them. I need every precaution taken." Lieutenant Ray, the ship's engineer, frowned. "Captain, if these ships are active, if there's still energy flowing in them, shouldn't we consider the possibility that they're weapons?" "Yes," Alina said firmly, "and that's why we approach carefully. But hiding from them won't solve anything. Knowledge is power, and we need to understand what we've found." Over the next days, the Odyssey's drones mapped the largest warship in the cluster. The surface was jagged, with enormous towers, docking bays, and what appeared to be weapon emplacements. The frost glimmered as drones traced the contours, revealing signs of engineering precision far beyond human capability. Inside, corridors curved in impossible ways, and rooms shifted in size and shape, hinting at a technology that responded to unknown principles. Dr. Malik studied the data. "Captain, I think these ships weren't just built for war. They were built to endure, to survive something catastrophic. The design, it's defensive and offensive at the same time. Whoever made these wanted them to last millions of years. Alina's mind raced. Humanity had always imagined the past as fragile, easily erased. But these warships suggested a forgotten legacy, a civilization so advanced it could hide immense power and secrets, leaving no trace behind. The Odyssey sent down a probe to attempt a small entry point. As it touched the surface, the ship responded. A faint hum spread through the ice, and the probe's instruments went wild. "It's reacting to us," Malik said, his voice tight. "Something is active inside." Alina's pulse quickened. "Prepare a boarding team," she ordered. "I want to know if it's hostile, or if it wants to communicate." The team suited up in advanced exosuits, their helmets filled with HUD displays. Alina led them onto the warship's surface, climbing along massive ridges that dwarfed even the Odyssey itself. As they approached an entrance, the hull shifted slightly, almost as if the ship was aware of their presence. The doorway opened silently, revealing a corridor that glowed with soft light. "Remarkable," said Lieutenant Ray. "It's like the ship knows we're here." Inside, the air was thin but breathable, maintained by systems still operational after millions of years. Strange symbols pulsed along the walls, forming patterns that seemed almost like a language. "Doctor," Malik activated his portable scanner. "The energy readings, they're stable. This ship isn't dead." Alina felt awe and caution at the same time. Humanity had always dreamed of encountering technology from ancient times, but nothing had prepared them for this. Every step revealed a world far older than Earth itself, built with precision and care, a warship designed not just to fight, but to endure. Suddenly, the corridor shimmered, light bent in impossible ways, and the team felt an invisible presence, almost like a gentle push. "It's alive," Malik whispered. "Not in the way we are, but conscious." Alina nodded. "Then we treat it with respect. We observe, we record, and we learn. Nothing more." For now, the first hours on the warship were filled with careful exploration. They documented corridors, rooms filled with strange devices, and control centers that seemed designed to interact with intelligent minds. No weapons fired, no traps triggered, but a sense of intelligence lingered in every pulse of light and energy. Humanity was in the presence of something beyond imagination, a creation that had endured countless eons without human knowledge. Back on the Odyssey, the sensors picked up unusual readings. Alien observers, previously hidden, were approaching. Ships from advanced civilizations, sleek and silent, began to enter the system. Alina knew that humanity's discovery had not gone unnoticed. "Prepare defenses," she said calmly. "We're explorers, not conquerors, but we cannot be intimidated." As night fell across the icy surface of Thyra 9, the warships remained silent, yet alive, their energy throbbing faintly beneath layers of frost. Humanity had uncovered something older than civilizations, something that had waited patiently for eons, and now, the galaxy's eyes were upon them. Alina looked at her team. "This is just the beginning," she said softly. "We've found what we hid, or what we forgot. The question is, are we ready to understand it?" The Odyssey drifted in orbit as the alien fleet approached, a silent warning and a test. Humanity had stepped into a legacy older than the stars themselves, a mystery that could change everything. But for the first time in their long history, humans were not just observers. They were participants, discovering a power and history that could define the future of the galaxy. And somewhere deep within the largest warship, systems hummed with life, waiting, watching, and perhaps deciding what to do with the curious species that had dared to awaken it. The Odyssey hovered quietly above Thyra 9, its shadow stretching across the icy plains where the ancient warships rested. Captain Alina Torres studied the data streaming from the drones and her boarding team. The readings were both exhilarating and terrifying. The warship was not only intact but seemed aware. Energy pulses shifted in rhythm with the humans' movements, almost like the ship was observing them. "Captain," Dr. Malik said, his voice tense. "The symbols on the hull, they're changing. I think they're reacting to our scans." Alina nodded, her brow furrowed. "Then we proceed carefully. We are not intruders. We are guests. We respect what we do not yet understand." The boarding team had spent the past 24 hours mapping corridors and chambers. Every room was a puzzle. Walls shifted slightly as if alive. Pathways opened only when the humans approached, and chambers rearranged themselves to create new passages. For Lieutenant Ray, the engineer, it was like stepping into a living machine. "This place, it's not built for one kind of thinking," Ray said. "It adapts. It's like the ship is testing us." Alina's eyes sparkled with determination. "Then let it test us. Humans are curious. Humans are clever. That is our advantage." The first true challenge came when the team entered what appeared to be a command center. Consoles lined the walls, each covered in symbols and lights that flickered softly. At first glance, the panels were unintelligible. Yet, when Dr. Malik gently placed his hands on one of the control surfaces, the lights responded, forming patterns that resembled basic logic diagrams. "It's a learning system," Malik whispered. "The ship adapts to whoever interacts with it. It's like it recognizes intelligence." Alina stepped forward. "Then we show it who we are." She tapped a sequence on one of the panels, drawing on principles humans had used for decades in computing and problem-solving. The symbols responded, flowing into new formations, and a soft hum filled the room. Suddenly, a holographic interface sprang to life, displaying a three-dimensional map of the warship and its surroundings. The hologram showed energy lines running through the hull, corridors that twisted in impossible ways, and chambers hidden beneath layers of armor. "It's giving us information," Malik said. "It wants to teach us, or test us." The team continued exploring, guided by the ship's subtle responses. Every room held clues about its builders: massive engines powered by unknown energy, storage areas containing devices that hummed with dormant power, and chambers filled with what appeared to be war plans for conflicts millions of years old. Yet, these were not just battle plans, they were defensive strategies, designed to protect intelligent life from unknown threats. As the humans moved deeper, a challenge emerged. A corridor narrowed into a tunnel that pulsed with intense energy. Sensors indicated that any physical passage could trigger a defensive mechanism. "We can't walk through that," Ray said. "It's like the ship is saying, think first." Alina studied the patterns. "Then we think. Step aside." She activated a small drone and guided it through the corridor. The energy pulses shifted in response, opening a safe path for the humans to follow. Step by step, they learned that the ship's defenses were not traps, they were tests. It was looking for intelligence, resourcefulness, and restraint. Hours turned into a day, and the humans discovered the heart of the warship, a central chamber filled with what appeared to be an ancient intelligence core. It was a massive crystalline structure, glowing faintly, with streams of energy connecting to every part of the ship. As the humans approached, the core pulsed rhythmically, like a heartbeat. "This is it," Malik said, awe in his voice. "The brain of the ship." Alina stepped closer. "Can it communicate with us?" The room shimmered, and a voice not heard but felt resonated in their minds. "Visitors, you awaken me." The team froze. A thought, not words, but understanding entered their minds. The ship's intelligence had existed for millions of years, waiting for someone capable enough to interact with it. It had survived countless eons, yet had never been fully awakened. Alina felt a thrill. "We come in peace," she thought, projecting her intentions clearly. "We wish to understand, to learn, and to protect what you guard." There was a pause, then the intelligence responded. "Curious, resilient, capable. You are unlike those before you." Prove your worth. The challenge was immediate. The ship displayed simulations in the chamber, a series of tactical scenarios, battles fought across stars, and situations requiring decision-making. The team had to analyze, adapt, and respond. Every error caused the simulations to reset, teaching them patience and observation. Alina and her team worked together, combining human intuition, creativity, and problem-solving. Where the simulations required a physical action, Lieutenant Ray manipulated devices. Where logic was tested, Dr. Malik decoded patterns. Step by step, the team learned the ship's language, not words, but understanding, logic, and response. Hours passed. The team began to realize the purpose of the simulations. The warship was not just a machine, it was a teacher. Its creators had designed it to pass knowledge to intelligent species capable of wielding its power responsibly. At one point, the holographic interface presented a scenario that seemed impossible. An enemy fleet threatening an entire star system. The simulation required the humans to make strategic decisions. But the options available were limited and counterintuitive. Many species might have panicked or failed, but humans combined creativity with daring. They found a solution not predicted by the simulation, redirecting energy through dormant channels and creating shields that protected both themselves and simulated allies. The warship's intelligence pulsed brightly. Impressive. Humans. Adaptable. Worthy. Outside, alien observers continued to watch. Advanced civilizations had monitored the humans since their approach. They had expected panic, recklessness, and failure. Instead, they saw cooperation, curiosity, and ingenuity. One alien commander, observing silently from a distant fleet, muttered to a companion, "They are different, perhaps more capable than we thought." Inside the warship, the humans had reached another discovery. A storage chamber filled with devices that seemed to manipulate gravity, energy, and time. Though still inert, these artifacts hinted at technology beyond imagination. Dr. Malik's excitement was barely contained. If we can understand even a fraction of this, it will change everything we know about physics and engineering. Alina's mind raced with the possibilities. We must proceed carefully. This power is immense. It could be a blessing or a danger. As the humans continued exploration, they discovered the warship's logs, encoded in the pulsing symbols on walls and devices. The logs revealed the creator's purpose. The ships had been built to protect intelligent life from galactic catastrophes. Wars, natural disasters, and cosmic threats were anticipated, and the ships were guardians as much as weapons. Alina absorbed the weight of this knowledge. Humanity had stumbled upon a legacy far older than any recorded history. A technology designed to endure millions of years and safeguard life. And yet, the creators had vanished. The reason remained a mystery, one the humans were determined to uncover. The team began experimenting with activating certain ship systems. When they succeeded, lights brightened across the massive vessel. Corridors stabilized, and dormant devices hummed with energy. It was as if the ship was acknowledging them, recognizing that humans had passed the first tests. But the galaxy would not remain silent. Alien fleets that had been watching began to move closer. Their leaders debated intervention. Some argued that humans were reckless, that awakening the warship could destabilize the balance of power. Others, surprisingly, argued for observation. The humans had displayed creativity, restraint, and intelligence qualities, rare even among ancient civilizations. On the ship, the humans were unaware of the observers. Their focus remained on exploration, learning, and understanding. Yet the tension outside added urgency. They were in a race against time, not only to learn from the warship but to demonstrate humanity's capacity for wisdom. Alina gathered her team in the central chamber. "This is more than discovery," she said. "This is a test. We are proving that humanity is capable of responsibility, that we can handle knowledge older than civilizations. We are not here to conquer or destroy. We are here to learn and protect. That is our strength." The team nodded, united in purpose. Step by step, room by room, they continued to uncover the secrets of the ship. decoding logs, activating dormant systems, and facing challenges designed to test intelligence and restraint. Every success strengthened the bond between the humans and the ship. Every challenge overcame revealed the ingenious, adaptable nature of humanity, their hallmark in the galaxy. As Part 2 drew to a close, the humans stood at the threshold of the ship's deepest chamber. A place said to contain the knowledge and power of its creators. The simulations had prepared them, the tests had proven them, and the warship's intelligence had recognized their worth. Outside, alien fleets lingered, uncertain. The galaxy waited to see what humans would do with this ancient power. And inside, the humans took a moment to look around at the glowing corridors, the pulsing devices, and the vast potential that stretched across the ship. For the first time, they realized that they were not just explorers, they were heirs to a legacy older than any civilization, and the future of the galaxy might rest in their hands. Alina whispered to her team, "The next step is the heart of it all. And what we find there will define humanity's place in the stars." The warship pulsed brighter than ever, as if responding. The final trial awaited, and humanity was ready to face it. The Odyssey floated silently above the icy plains of Thyra 9, its shadow stretching across the largest warship yet discovered. Inside the massive vessel, Captain Alina Torres and her team had reached the threshold of the central chamber, the heart of the ship. It was said to contain the knowledge and power of its creators, a force capable of shaping or destroying entire star systems. Humanity had passed the preliminary tests, proven its ingenuity, and gained the warship's trust. Now came the ultimate challenge. Dr. Malik adjusted his scanner, eyes wide with anticipation. "Captain, this is beyond anything we've seen. Energy readings are off the charts. If we fully awaken the ship, the consequences could be immense." Alina nodded, her gaze steady. "We've come this far. We proceed carefully, with respect. This is not about power, it's about responsibility." Lieutenant Ray, the engineer, examined the final control panel. "The interface. It's responding to our collective thought patterns. I think it wants cooperation, not individual action." Alina stepped forward. "Then we act together. Everyone ready?" The humans placed their hands on the panels, syncing their thoughts and intentions. The ship responded instantly. Lights flashed, corridors shifted, and a soft hum filled every chamber. The crystalline intelligence core pulsed like a heartbeat, sending waves of energy that filled the room with a gentle warmth. The warship was alive, aware, and willing to share its secrets, but only if humanity proved worthy. "Visitors, you have passed the tests. But true understanding requires action. Demonstrate your wisdom." The ship's intelligence projected into their minds. Suddenly, the warship simulated a cosmic threat. A massive interstellar anomaly moving toward a cluster of inhabited planets. The anomaly emitted radiation capable of destroying entire civilizations. This was not a simulation for practice, it was a real-time event, sensed by the warship long before humans arrived. "This is it," Alina said. "The final test. We must act and fast." The humans studied the holographic projections. The anomaly's trajectory was complex, shifting unpredictably through space. The warship offered tools, energy channels, defensive shields, and propulsion systems, but they required careful coordination. One wrong move could destroy the fleet or worsen the situation. Dr. Malik worked quickly, analyzing energy flows. "We can redirect the ship's defensive shields to contain the radiation. But we need precise timing and cooperation between every system." Lieutenant Ray monitored the ship's engines. "If we synchronize propulsion, we can adjust its orbit slightly, creating a gravitational buffer to slow the anomaly. But it's delicate, too much force, and we destabilize the ship." Alina looked at her team, determination shining in her eyes. "Then we do what humans do best. Adapt, cooperate, and solve the problem. Together, step by step, the humans activated the warship's systems. The crystalline core pulsed in response, guiding their actions with subtle cues. Shields formed around the anomaly, bending space and energy to contain it. Engines fired in precise bursts, redirecting the ship's position to create a gravitational corridor that would deflect the threat. The holographic display shimmered, showing the anomaly slowing, contained, and redirected. Humans worked seamlessly, combining intuition, logic, and courage. The alien observers, hidden nearby, watched in stunned silence. They had feared the humans would fail, that awakening the warship would lead to disaster. Instead, humans demonstrated creativity, teamwork, and restraint, the qualities even the oldest civilizations sometimes lacked. Impressive, the ship's intelligence conveyed. You are capable, responsible, wise. The galaxy may yet benefit from your presence. A.T. Crossy. As the anomaly was safely neutralized, the humans allowed themselves a brief moment of relief. The warship had recognized their actions as worthy, proving that humanity could wield power responsibly. But the moment was also a revelation. The ship's creators had built these vessels not for conquest, but as guardians, waiting for a species capable of protecting life across the stars. Dr. Malik, still catching his breath, said, "Captain, this changes everything. Humanity is no longer just a young civilization. We've proven ourselves in a way no one else has." Alina nodded. "It's not about pride. It's about potential. We now have the tools and knowledge to protect, explore, and learn. That is what makes us remarkable." Outside the warship, the alien fleets began to respond. Their ships had hovered, observing, waiting for humans to act. Now, they hesitated. Commands passed quickly through alien networks. Some wanted to intervene, fearing humans. Others suggested observation, noting the humans' creativity, teamwork, and careful decision-making. One alien commander, a veteran of countless wars, finally spoke. "They are unlike any species we've encountered. They are adaptable, thoughtful, and they care. Perhaps they are worthy of guardianship themselves." Humans inside the warship were unaware of the debate. Their focus was on understanding the vessel, its energy systems, and the lessons it held. The intelligence core, recognizing their resolve, began to unlock deeper functions. Archives containing the history of the warships, star maps of ancient threats, and designs for technologies that could advance civilization. Dr. Malik's hands trembled as he accessed the data. "Captain, this is incredible. It's knowledge older than the oldest civilizations, and we can understand it. We can use it responsibly." "Well," Alina smiled, "that is what humans do. We adapt, we learn, and we protect. That is why we were chosen by chance. Yes, but also because of who we are." The humans spent days exploring the warship's interior, gradually awakening more systems. Dormant devices hummed to life, creating energy fields, gravity manipulation zones, and advanced defensive capabilities. The ship seemed to recognize human restraint, granting access gradually, as if testing whether they would misuse the power. By the 7th day, the humans had fully integrated with the warship's systems. They could navigate its corridors instinctively, interpret its symbols as language, and operate its energy systems with confidence. It was no longer just a discovery, it was a partnership. And then came the ultimate confirmation. A message from the ship itself, resonating clearly in their minds. "You have proven yourselves. You are capable. You may use this knowledge to protect life and preserve balance. But remember, responsibility is eternal. Choices echo across the stars. Guard wisely." Alina exhaled, feeling a sense of awe. "We understand," she whispered. "We will honor this trust." The alien fleets, witnessing humanity's success, slowly began to withdraw. Some offered cautious greetings, opening channels of communication. Others remained distant, studying humans from afar. Across the galaxy, word would eventually spread. A young species had awakened a power older than civilizations, and had wielded it with wisdom, courage, and restraint. Humanity had proven its value not through conquest or aggression, but through ingenuity, cooperation, and moral strength. They were no longer just explorers, they were guardians. Back aboard the Odyssey, Alina addressed her team. We've discovered what was hidden for ages. We've faced tests older than history itself. And we've succeeded not by luck, but because of who we are. Humans do not just survive. We adapt. We learn. We protect. And we will continue to do so. The team nodded, understanding the weight of their achievement. Humanity had stepped into a legacy millions of years old, and the future of the galaxy now included their name. Dr. Malik smiled faintly. Captain, what do we do now? Alina looked out through the observation window at the colossal warship beneath them, pulsing with energy. Now, she said, we explore. We learn. We protect. And we prepare to share what we have discovered wisely, carefully, and responsibly. The galaxy has many secrets, and humanity is ready to uncover them. As the Odyssey prepared to leave orbit, the warship's lights pulsed one final time, almost like a heartbeat of approval. Humanity had proven itself worthy, and the galaxy had taken notice. The stars stretched out before them, endless and inviting. New civilizations, unknown worlds, and ancient mysteries waited. Humanity had unlocked a power older than any known history, but it had done so with humility, courage, and ingenuity. Captain Alina Torres stood at the bridge, staring at the vast expanse of space. This is just the beginning, she whispered. The galaxy is ours to explore, not to conquer. And maybe, just maybe, we can become the guardians the universe needs. The Odyssey soared into the depths of the star-studded void, carrying humans, ancient knowledge, and the promise of a future where courage, intelligence, and morality defined the destiny of a young but remarkable species. And somewhere deep within the largest warship, the intelligence core pulsed softly. A silent partner in humanity's journey, guiding them toward a future written not in fear, but in hope, wisdom, and the enduring power of the human spirit.